Deb, you're going home after this, right? You're not going
I think we're going to be
Are you?
Yeah. Okay. And actually, I'm gonna, even though we're outside, I'll put my mask on just because I'm like nervous. That I don't. I was exposed to so many people and so many flights. It feels like. Oh, right.
I know exactly.
Just real quick. Oh, I was just looking.
Yeah, the Yamakishi. Who's in Yamakishi?
Yep, he's coming.
The gentleman with this.
Deb, when you get the chance to read our names and your names.
Okay. I'll probably do that after it's done. Yeah.
That one?
How it works.
Everybody have a folder?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going to begin the funeral services, and Mrs. Adrienne Joy Kamp. Rabbi Lisa Bellows from Congregation Beth Am will be officiating. We welcome those of you who are joining us online. And just as another gentle reminder, please be sure your cell phones have been turned off. Because of the possibility of more rain, we're going to ask the gentleman to lower Adrienne's casket into the grave and cover, just in case the rain comes. And Rabbi Bellows will perform the ancient ceremony of Kriya.
The tearing of the Kriya ribbon is a symbol of the brokenness that is in our heart. Our heart is torn with this loss. And like wounds, we heal, but we also know that they leave a mark and we are never the same. So this ancient ritual of tearing of the ribbon, which symbolizes the tear that's in our heart, has a one line of Hebrew associated with it. And family who are wearing the ribbon, you'll repeat the Hebrew after me, and then the ribbon tears from the bottom. David will help. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam dayan ha'emet. That means, blessed are you, God, judge of truth, who is with us in times of joy and also in times of deep sorrow and challenge. I offered words to Mike at the very beginning of our service. It is no surprise and quite appropriate that it is raining outside. We have shed tears and continue to at the loss of Adrienne Joy Kamp. And now we're here to celebrate Adrienne's life and to say goodbye to her. For Adrienne's life that united us in life and which death cannot sever, for her companionship that we shared along life's path, which continues now through the tenderness of memory, for the gifts of her heart and mind that bring us joy, and now is a precious remembrance. For all these and more, we give thanks. To know Adrienne is to love her. And this next section, where we'll read the 23rd Psalm, is a reminder that in her presence, we feel and felt love, and we are never alone. The 23rd Psalm is on the inside cover of your leaflet. I'll read the beginning verses in Hebrew, and then let's join together in the English. Adonai ro'i lo echsar, binot deshe yarbitzeni, al mei menachot yanachaleni. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. In the book of Ecclesiastes, we read that there's a time to keep silent and a time to speak. We'll invite up first Adrienne's husband, Mike, to share words and memories, and then her daughter, Wendy, and son, Greg. Mike.
Adrienne, I can't believe you left us so suddenly and abruptly. But that's life. I've loved you every day for 61 years. I am so grateful that I had you as my wife. I want more, but I can't have it. But I want you to know, and you know, that together we have lived the American dream to the fullest. We've had a very, very good life together, the best of everything. Starting with two outstanding children that we both say, have always said to each other, our children are winners. They're winners. We have 5 grandchildren. They're great-grandchildren. Everybody says that. But we have 3 master degrees and 2 in finance. Not bad. I'm not going to stay too long, but Adrienne would want me to read the names of people that she was very friendly with. You know how social Adrienne was. She loved people. She loved people. She loved to be independent. She had a great life as an interior designer. And then she switched over to her real passion, bridge. And that's no joke because she lived for bridge. I have the names of the people that she wanted me to name. George and Bayla Schimmel and Renee, our cousins, our devoted cousins. Adrienne Michaels, her long, lifelong friend. Miriam Novick, who she idolized for 40 years. Barbara Goldsmith, who put us into Vanguard 30 years ago. Were we lucky? David Brown, who recently flew to Iran, and went and took many Jewish people out of that horrible place and brought them to safety. Roz and Milt Applebaum. Roz, a great survivor and a great lady. And by the way, the only 2 people left now from our wedding in 1961. Jerry Ruby, who we took many trips with. Babs Zanstra, who we took trips with. Harry and Phyllis Gerber, our neighbors. And last but not least, Beverly Fleischman and Marshall. Beverly is the greatest family-oriented person I have ever known. And I have a few people that I want to give special thanks to. Our dear friend Espe. Sabrina Hernandez, our caretaker, who treats us exactly like family. Speaking of grandchildren, I couldn't have this affair without paying tribute to our grandson, Josh Brown. Josh Brown has taken it upon himself, for no reason whatsoever, to call us every week of his adulthood, sometimes twice a week, just to see how we're doing. And my God, Josh is expecting Adrienne's first great-grandchild in September. I also must say that Stacy Kamp, Greg's wife, if they drew a diagram as the perfect wife, it would be her. And a special thanks to Cheryl Keller for all the help. Thank you for your time.
Just going to pause for a moment as a gentleman placed the cover of the vault on. The rain is getting a little hard.
Thank you to everyone who is here today to celebrate the life of a very special person, my mom. We are grateful for your love and support. Mom, you always made me feel loved. You were supportive and encouraging throughout my childhood. You always took the time to compliment me or tell me that you were proud of me. We loved spending time together, especially our lunches at Jack's restaurant and shopping in Old Orchard. You had a gift of making everyone feel special. Growing up, My girlfriends loved coming over to our house. I remember often sitting at the kitchen table with you and my friends talking about clothes, boyfriends, and all the activities that we were involved in. You took an interest in all of my friends' lives. My girlfriends loved sleeping over at our house. You always had the most delicious snacks in the house, including potato chips and dip and lots of chocolate candy. You always had Sara Lee chocolate brownies for breakfast. You made our home a wonderful place to be at. Mom, I loved your sense of style. You were always dressed in the perfect outfits from head to toe with the latest fashion trends. You loved completing outfits with scarves, pins, jewelry, shoes, and matching purses. This inspired me to keep up with the newest fashion trends. Your talent as an interior designer made our house a beautiful home to grow up in. Every room is perfectly put together. You made my childhood bedroom special. I had the prettiest purple walls and a big queen size bed. As a teenager, you even let me have my own phone line in my bedroom. Maybe it's because you and Dad didn't want to answer all my phone calls, but in any case, it made me feel special. When I moved into my home in Riverwoods, you helped me decorate the entire house. I always valued your input and expertise, and I loved doing this project with you. Mom, I'm so grateful that you had such a big influence on my children's lives. You were part of every important and special event. We all loved our family vacations, family dinners, and holidays, including Mother's Day at Twin Orchard with Gigi and Thanksgiving at your house. You had such a meaningful and positive impact on Josh, Ryan, and Abby's lives. Josh's favorite memories include talking about politics and current events with you and Papa Mike. Your excitement about his dog George always put smiles on his and Alexa's faces. He loved your annual tradition of going to the Winter Wonderland in Navy Pier and Disney on Ice at the United Center. You shared a mutual love of architecture. Ryan's favorite memories include golfing together at Deerfield Golf Course. He will never forget when you would secretly be taking lessons there. He loved the score counter attached to your golf bag to help you keep score. Growing up, he loved when he was able to have sleepovers with Josh and Abby in the red carpet bedroom with jack spaghetti for dinner, plain Jim rummy, and cinnamon sugar challah toast for breakfast. Abby was always proud to follow in your footsteps to become a teacher. You both shared a passion for helping children learn and being their best. Abby was so fortunate to have you at every dance recital. She loved when the three of us would meet at the Nordstrom Cafe in Old Orchard and would spend hours shopping together. She always admired your beautiful cards you would send her at camp and for birthdays, and how you decorated the table so beautifully for all the holidays. We valued the special generational woman bond in our family between you, Gigi, me, and Abby. Mom, I've learned so much from you. You were a loving and caring wife, mother, grandmother, and friend. You had a special knack for making everyone feel valued and important. You taught me the importance of being thoughtful and caring to everyone in my life. I'm so sad that you're not going to be here to meet Alexa and Josh's baby and to celebrate Abby and Jake's wedding. But I know you will be smiling down on us during these special occasions. I'm glad you are at peace now. Please, I do not want you to worry. We will take care of Papa Mike. Mom, I love you very much.
My mother, Adrienne, was a fantastic person. I know no one is perfect, but she was pretty close. It is her influence, along with my father's, that molded me into the man that I am today. She's always been my biggest supporter and cheerleader. She was an amazing wife to my dad for over 60 years and doted on him every single day. Their marriage is an inspiration for me. My mom was a huge role model for me. She reinvented herself when she was in her 40s and went back to school to become an interior designer. She loved walking the mart with my grandmother and selecting things for her clients. I remember walking the mart with her as she worked to ensure that each pillow or accessory would be perfect. Many times she was the client as she was always redoing rooms in our own house. She loved the details. The details mattered to her, whether she was decorating a room, getting dressed for the day, or having company over for the house. She was always perfectly styled and was with scarves and jewelry, hair done, and nails manicured. When she would have us over for dinner, even if it was just ordering in and eating on paper plates, she made it beautiful. She would put out disposable tablecloth with coordinating plates and napkins, and of course, napkin rings, and some sort of centerpiece. She always wanted things to be extra nice. As the saying goes, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is a little extra. And my mother always made things extraordinary. We all know that my mother loved to be busy 24/7. When I was younger, she kept busy with Wendy and me. She signed me up for everything in hopes that I would find my hidden talent: baseball, tennis, golf, karate, swimming. The list goes on. And in case you're curious, none of them were my hidden talents. She played tennis, golf, bridge, and cards, and she volunteered for many charities, was on the board of the Museum of Contemporary Art, and coordinated many of their events. She loved to shop and travel. Most of all, she loved to meet with friends and family. Throughout her life, she always had so many friends, and each friend group had a name. There was the Agassi group from her friends when she was a teacher, the neighborhood group for the neighbors' friends, and the interior design group that she traveled the world with. There are just a few of her friend groups, and she cherished any time spent with friends and family. I asked my mother what is her secret was, and how did she have so many friends for so long. She told me she was always the one to organize the plan. This is the same advice my grandmother Gigi told me around her 90th birthday. My mom did make the plans, but that wasn't why my mom's friends loved her. It was because she was such a good friend. She was always kind. She would do anything to help someone, and she was up for an adventure, and she was generally interested in friends, whatever was going on with them in their lives. She spent more time listening than talking and found ways to connect with people. As I spoke to several of her friends and family during the last few weeks, they always felt her interest, her kindness, and how much she cared about them. One of my most favorite things One of my mom's most favorite things was being a grandmother. Grandma 80 always found things interest her grandchildren and experience to have with them. And it wasn't always easy. For years, she would tell us that she was in a sweat getting the three girls into the car seats to take them on some outing. She took them to concerts and plays and museums. And when each of the granddaughters turned 5, she took them to American Girl Doll in the city. They each got to pick out a dolly, some clothes, and have a special lunch. All the grandchildren remember the sleepovers in the Red Room, and she taught them all to play gym running. She would come watch them in plays and recitals and different sporting games, and whatever else her grandchildren were involved in, she loved being part of everything. I talked to my mom on the phone all the time and every day over the last 2.5 years, usually several times a day. We often joked in my house that my mom rarely called just once. We would often hang up and she would call back a second later to tell me one more thing. Before COVID, we would often meet for lunch. And since I was a kid, my mom and I would go out for lunch, and it never mattered where we went. It was just about being together. Our time together and our conversations will be cherished always. And I carry on that tradition with my daughters, Tessa and Lainey. I could talk for hours about my mom and my memories. She lived an amazing life. Up until a few weeks ago, she was walking up and down the stairs of her 2-story house, playing on line bridge managing the household, and coordinating our family gathering for Mother's Day. She would want all of us to remember her that way. As I wrap this up, I ask that you all carry on my mom's legacy, remembering what she told me about how she maintained so many friends. Reach out, make the call, send a text, show someone that you're interested in them and that you care. Be the ringleader and make the plans. And while you're together, remember Adrienne and the amazing mom, wife, grandmother, friend, and woman she was.
Mike, 61 years, and you still want more time. We all want more time because, as we've heard, it's so unusual to feel so seen by someone, to be cared for and cared about by someone, especially now in this time, in this place. So we do, as Greg mentioned, now carry on Adrienne's legacy in the way that she can live in this world now, which is through her family and through all of us, through the grandchildren and the great grandchild and children yet to be. Take time to see how someone you know and someone who you might not know is doing. Put your heart into what you love and to who you love. Pick out the best card because it will be remembered and cherished. When you spend time with each other, family, so you carry out Adrienne's most precious value, her love for you and her care for you. And so you do that now for each other. And Adrienne lives in the way that she can through you. And the world remains a better place because she was in it. Adrienne was a righteous and blessed woman. May her name and her memory be for blessing and for inspiration. Amen. We offered Psalm 23 as a reminder that we are never alone. The next prayer we offer only for Adrienne, El Malay Rachamim, which you also have, I believe, in your leaflet, is a prayer that asks God to continue to receive her with tenderness and love. If you're able, please rise. El Malay Rachamim, Shochen Bamromim, Hametzei Menucha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei HaShechina, Im Kedoshim Utorim Kezohar, Haraki Hamazirim, Et Nishmat Adela Bat Hershel Shalcha Leolama, Bahal Harachamim, Yastirei Abeseter Kenefav Leolamim, Beitor Hachaim, Et Nishmata, Adonai Hu Nachalata, B'tanuach b'shalom al mishkava v'nomar, Amen. Compassionate God, eternal spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to Adrienne Joy Kamp, who has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in the shadow of your wings. Let her soul be bound up in everlasting life. God is her inheritance. May she rest in peace. We say together, Amen. The mourner's Kaddish is on the back of the leaflet. We join together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. Ve'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye d'chol beit Yisrael v'agala uvizman kariv imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mivorach ve'olam olome omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'richu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushvachata v'nechamata damiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mroma, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. May God grant peace to those who mourn and comfort all of us who are bereaved, and we say together, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, will be a meal of condolence at the Continental Restaurant and Banquets at 788 South Buffalo Grove Road in Buffalo Grove. The family will be together till 8 p.m. Memorial contributions to the ARC or to the Jewish United Fund would be appreciated. That information is on the service folder. And for those of you who are joining us online, all that information is on our website. At this time, we invite anyone, the family will go first to place earth into the grave. The tradition is to place 3 measures of earth without handing the shovel from person to person, then everyone else can join as well. Just as a last and gentle reminder, please take a moment to sign the register book. We'll also have it out at the Continental Restaurant. At this time, we're ending the live stream. For those of you who wish to come forward, please do so.